Are you in the process of choosing land to build a new home in the City of Vancouver? Watch this video for the top 6 things that you need to know to make sure that you can build exactly what you want. Hey everyone, I'm Kathy Yuen, architectural technologist, custom home designer, and founder of Phase 1 Design. This YouTube channel is dedicated to sharing my custom home knowledge with you. If you're new to this channel, it would mean the world to me if you could just click the subscribe button below. I'll be uploading more videos like this on a weekly basis. Now, onto what the video is about. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for when choosing land to build your new custom home, and so that you can be absolutely confident that you have made the right decision. Make sure you watch until the end, as I provided a link to a really helpful cheat sheet for this entire process. Number 1, zoning. It's really important to know your City of Vancouver zoning. Your zoning will determine a lot of what the City of Vancouver will and will not allow you to build on your lot. So for example, a house, in most cases, yes, you can build a house, but still obviously it's good to double check. Can you build a suite? Can you build a laneway? So how do you find out what your zoning is? There's a great online public tool called Van Maps. It will show you the zoning and a lot of other information about your property, which is super helpful for this exercise of figuring out what it is that you can actually build on your lot. I've made a separate really quick video just to walk you through the Van Maps tool, and I provided a link below, or you can see a link right above my head here in the floating black box. You can click there as well. Number 2, how big can you build? So of course, this is what everybody wants to know. So in the City of Vancouver, this is dictated by something called FSR. What is FSR? FSR stands for floor space ratio. It's the maximum amount of square footage that you're allowed to build on your land. So what the city does is they take the area of your lot, they multiply it by FSR, which is a percentage, and that number is the total amount of square footage that you can build, not including your laneway or your garage. If you want to know more about how to actually calculate FSR in Vancouver, I was actually thinking about making a video specifically on this topic because it is kind of complicated. So just comment below if you want and just put FSR. If we get enough requests, then I'm going to make a separate video for that. Okay, now I also have one last little tip for you. In Vancouver zoning bylaw, most of the zonings have something that I like to call bonus FSR. So essentially, whatever you calculated for your FSR that we just talked about, you can actually build more than that. But there is a catch. This bonus FSR, that's a tongue twister, has to meet certain conditions and be designed in a certain way in order for it to be approved. If you're working with an experienced custom home designer, they should know exactly how to design your house so that you can actually take advantage of this additional bonus FSR. And if that, of course, is what you would like to do. So now one last thing, please keep in mind if you're doing this calculation, please get it double checked by a planner at the City of Vancouver or a professional custom home designer. Like I mentioned before, I'm giving you a high level explanation, which is great, but in reality, there's actually a lot more to interpreting FSR than just the one calculation. So if you want our team to take a look at your address, I've provided my contact information below. Just reach out and we'd be happy to help. Number 3, laneway house. So are you considering building a laneway house with your project or not? If so, make sure you're actually allowed to build one on your lot. There's actually very specific criteria that your lot needs to meet in order to build one. So if you're looking for a lot to purchase, you need to make sure that it fits this criteria. For example, laneway homes are allowed in all zonings starting with an RS. But if you have an RT or an RM lot, just make sure that you're double checking the rules, as only certain RT and RM lots will allow laneway houses. Also, your lot has to be a certain size. If your lot size is 33 foot by 122 feet or larger, you're most likely okay to build a laneway. But if it's anything smaller, you may just want to double check because again, there are rules about the sizing. City of Vancouver has written actually a really helpful guide that outlines a lot of these rules. And what I've done, I've just provided a link below in the comments so you can go grab it from there. It's really, really helpful and has lots of visual guides to kind of help determine whether or not your lot fits laneway requirements. Another option is to talk to the City of Vancouver Development Department directly. I have also provided all of their contact information in the comments below to make it super easy for you. Number 4, peat area. In the City of Vancouver, there are certain areas that are referred to as peat areas. These areas tend to have unstable soil conditions, so if you're building in a peat area, here's what that could mean. Oftentimes, there is additional work that needs to happen. So for example, like geotechnical testing, additional structural engineering, and just extra structure in general, which could potentially increase your overall building costs. Many new homes in the peat area don't have basements. And good to know for you is that some builders actually choose not to build in these areas at all, just based on liability. So now I want to make it really clear. I am not necessarily saying that it's 100% bad or anything to build in these areas, but what I'm saying is if the land you want to build on is in a peat area, just make sure that you do your proper due diligence so you know exactly what that means for your specific lot. So how does the peat area affect your design, your build costs, and just the overall planning process in general? Like, do you need to leave more time? So how do you find out if your land is in a peat area? Simple. Just call the City of Vancouver Planning Department, and I've actually provided the contact information for you below. Number 5, trees. The City of Vancouver has a specific bylaw just to protect trees. This includes trees both on city land and private land, like yours. So when you're building a new home in Vancouver, the city wants to know how the development will affect trees. For example, trees on your property, trees on your neighbor's property within a certain distance, and that distance is 2 meters, and trees that are on city land in front of your property, or if you're on a corner lot on the side of your property as well. So the City of Vancouver does favor preservation. So sometimes a tree may affect where you can build your building or how large you can build your building. So this applies both to your house and also if you have a detached garage or a laneway home. If you want to remove a tree, you must apply for something called a tree removal permit for any trees with a trunk diameter of 20 centimeters or more. The city does allow tree removal, but the tree does actually have to meet certain criteria. So for example, if the tree is dead, dying, or hazardous, the city will allow you to remove the tree with an arborist report and with a permit like I mentioned earlier. So make sure when you're choosing land to build on, do take note of all the trees not only on the property, but also within 2 meters of the property, and make sure that you understand exactly what you can do with them and exactly what you cannot do with them. If the removal of a tree is a deal breaker for you, which sometimes it is, you may even want to think about investing in engaging an arborist early on, just to confirm whether or not the city will allow you to remove the tree. If you want more information on trees, please comment below, just write trees, and if I get enough requests, what I will do is I will make a completely separate video deep diving into that topic. Number 6, character merit. So what is character merit? Essentially, it's when City of Vancouver reviews the front exterior of an existing pre-1940s home. They will determine if it has character features. So for example, they'll look at the windows and also the roof line. If the house has enough character features, then the house is deemed to have character merit. If not, then the house does not have character merit. If it is deemed character and has character merit, it can potentially affect what you can do if you want to do a new build on that lot. So for example, sometimes you will actually just need to have a different type of permit that's a little bit longer in order to get the same FSR, or in some cases, you will just have a reduction in FSR overall. Now on the flip side, sometimes having character merit works in your benefit if you actually retain the character home and let's say for example, put an infill house on the property. An infill house is an additional building. Or in some cases, if you decide you want to retain the existing home and renovate it, you could get bonus FSR, and they will allow you to actually build higher than the FSR for a new house. So there is actually a good side to actually having character merit as well. If you find out that your house does have character merit, make sure you speak to the city or a custom home designer to really understand exactly what this means for your property. Each situation is going to be a little bit different depending on the zoning and a lot of different other factors. So how do you know if your house has character merit? Just call the city's development line. I provided the phone number below. If the property hasn't yet been character assessed, it's actually a fairly easy process. You can actually just do online and get the results in about a week. So I'm going to leave you with one last thing on character merit. Keep in mind, character merit doesn't apply to all properties. You do not actually have to worry about character merit if your lot meets one of the two criteria. So if your lot is zoned RS1, you actually don't need to worry about character merit. This may change in the future, but for now, if it's RS1, don't worry about it. Second thing, if your existing home on the property right now is built after 1940s, character merit does not apply whatsoever, so you can completely not worry about it. So now you know the top 6 things to look for when choosing a lot to build your new house on in Vancouver. To make this process even easier for you, I've actually written a quick checklist that you can use as a guide while you're going through this process. You can download it below. I provided the link in the comments. My contact information is below if you want to reach out, say hello, or have any questions. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate it so much if you could hit the like button below and also subscribe. I upload a new video every single week on the topic of custom homes. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.